Go.
Streaming from South Africa to the world. This is the Stonks Go Moon podcast. What just happened? We break it down so you don't have to.
Welcome everyone to Stonks Go Moon podcast. My name is Rock Estrada. My guest today to talk to us about NFTs. What is NFTs? I've got Henri van Rooy. He's a technical analyst, trader, crypto enthusiast, and pilot. Henri, how's it going?
I'm all good, thanks. And yourself, Rocco?
No complaints. Listen, Henri, NFT, quite a buzzword. Exactly what does NFT stand for, and what is it all about?
So to start at the beginning, it's a non-fungible token. But now, what does that mean? I mean, if you think about a fungible token, that would be...
Sounds like funky. Can I eat it?
Yeah, I wish. That would be booming now.
Yeah, you were saying.
So a fungible token would be something like you give me $1 and I give you $1 back. So the price difference is, there's no difference. There's no change to me or change to you. But a non-fungible token, it would be something like I give you the Mona Lisa, but you give me $1 back. So the price, you can't compare the two. So the two,
so if I can understand correctly, the two aren't interchangeable with each other. That's where the non-fungible comes in, right?
Exactly. Not interchangeable. You can't split them. Anything. No.
That makes sense. Right. So for those that don't know, my wife and Henri and his wife has recently set up a NFT storefront, right? So they went through this whole process of tokenizing art, which we'll come to a bit later. But for those that also don't know, what is it? How do you start? Like, where do you start? What is the storefront? How do you actually get digital art online? And actually, how do you tokenize that? There's a lot of questions there. Let's start by unpacking it. At the start, it's like, what exactly is a storefront?
The easiest way to think about it is probably to just think about you taking a physical store and just moving it onto the internet. So now instead of you walking into someone's art shop, you just logging into this storefront.
Right. So like the example that you guys, it's called Rareable, am I right?
Correct, yes.
Okay. So, I mean, so you've got a store, sort of like a digital e-commerce store, right? But now how does it differ from your, traditional e-commerce? Like there's a tokenization aspect that I think people that they don't really understand.
Yeah, so what the tokenization does is think of it as you are creating a certificate of authenticity embedded onto the Ethereum blockchain. And that now creates this piece, that gives this piece its value. So any other piece, people always compare it to, but what if I take a photo of this? Or what if I take a screenshot? Yes, you can go ahead and do that. But that would never be seen as the original, because the original that you tokenized has got this certificate of authenticity, or otherwise it's been tokenized.
So basically it's on Ethereum's blockchain. So I can trace ownership through that transaction. Is that correct?
Correct, yes, because the blockchain is transparent. So anyone at any one time can go and check who does this belong to, who created it, and
that's really fascinating. Talk to me a bit about the tokenization process in itself. How actually does it work? How do you take this digital piece and tokenize it?
So the website we're using, we created the store, like you said, on Rareable. It's actually quite easy to do it. Once you've created your account, you go onto your profile, you upload the piece you would like to tokenize. You can then decide, are you only going to create one single piece of this, or you can create 100,000 pieces? Obviously, that's going to affect the value of the piece.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, you can set a piece for it. You can set a price for it. You can decide, is this going to be up for bidding? And then you just go ahead and you tokenize it. That then incorporates into your crypto wallet and into the blockchain.
I was about to ask you because, I mean, it sounds like there should be a fee involved here because nothing in life is free. So how does, I'm assuming there's a fee, and how much would that be more or less?
So because it's based on the Ethereum blockchain, the fees go up and down as the market gets congested and otherwise. So the fee, if the market is really busy, the gas fees, as they would call it, would go up. And then for you to create that piece, it might be more expensive at certain times of the day or during a peak in the market. And you pay this fee to create that token onto the blockchain. Yes.
That's really interesting. So, I mean, Volnat explained it to me like the following way. She said, you can go to the Louvre and you can go and watch the Mona Lisa and you can take a picture. I can WhatsApp it to you, I can Telegram. Doesn't devalue the painting because I don't own it. It's like, this is the whole argument about like, yeah, screenshot and I can show it. But the fact of the matter is we live in a society where ownership, everyone wants to own everything. So, I mean, for me, that makes sense. Would you agree?
Yes, exactly. So people keep on going on about, yes, but I can make a screenshot and then that would devalue your piece. But no, it doesn't actually happen just because your piece is pretty much a knockoff.
Yeah, basically. Let's talk about applications because I saw an interesting post from Gareth Hartley on my LinkedIn network, and he talked about games in terms of NFT. And I mean, so the paradigm shift in gaming came with the sort of the creation of the App Store, the Play Store. And since then, nothing's basically happened. I mean, we have little things here and there, but basically NFT is changing the game, so to speak, because you can now, I can sort of create items that are yours and you can prove that it's yours. I can lend you an item. I can sponsor a piece of track on a like in Formula One on a virtual race track, or, you know, a billboard, and I can get fees off of that. I found that fascinating.
I must say the applications are so endless that honestly, a lot of them still go over my head. And like you said, with the people using it in games, you can purchase items, you can lend them to other people. It's just amazing. Everything, like the billboard. I also read that article. You can rent that piece of billboard on the F1 game, and then you technically own that piece of advertising.
Yeah, and if it's sold on, you get revenues, right? You get like the royalties from that. That's amazing. Art, I understand, or I could understand, because art has always been a storage of wealth through generations. I mean, paintings like go for millions and of dollars because it's not inherently what they're worth, it's what you think they're worth, and it's used to store that wealth. But I must say the games. And then I saw an interesting link on my Twitter feed about music. And that is something that is also fascinating because it seems like Mr. Dorsey is jumping on this bandwagon.
Yes, it's amazing because you can now, or what artists are trying to do now, is to tokenize their albums or to tokenize their music, which makes it so much better because everything's going digital and it's so much easier to track. Because you mentioned royalties earlier on.
Yeah.
Because you've tokenized that song or that piece of art or whatever, you can set a royalty fee for that specific item. So it doesn't matter how many times that song gets sold or passed on or given away, the royalties are always going to come back to you. And I mean, that just takes away so much admin, and it just makes it so much easier, so much more secure. It's just amazing. Everything is just going online.
I mean, I saw Jay-Z sold Tidal to Square, and for that exact reason, I think it just cuts out the middleman. I mean, it just simplifies the process. Before I let you go, let's talk about the future. I feel we're trying to explain the cell phone to someone in another generation, this paradigm shift, where do you see this going? And is it going to be something that's going to stick around, or is it just a fad?
I honestly think it's something that's going to stick around because it's so new that we're only realizing the potential of it now. I mean, the blockchain's got so much potential. We're using it for anything from banks, vaccines, I mean, even art, games.
Yeah, neobanks, especially. Yeah. So you think it's going to stick around, right? Because people said the same thing about crypto, and we are. It's a fun and interesting time to be alive. Henri, thank you so much for joining us. Where can we catch you? We can catch you on LinkedIn, right?
Yes, you can get me on LinkedIn. You can get me on Instagram.
What's your Instagram handle for the people that want to follow you?
It is V1RHO8.
And we'll post that as well in the link. Thank you so much. Peace, love, and prosperity to everyone. And we'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.